is March the 17th. Happy St. Paddy's Day and happy birthday to my brother. It's his birthday today. He's not quite the big half century, but he is getting there. He's catching up. Okay, let me see. Where is everybody? I was almost on time, like almost 7 o'clock. Sometimes I cannot upload here, let's open this up here. Sometimes I can't upload a thumbnail, you know, the one that I always use. So I just took a picture of the box of goodies. I think I have to be a little bit more careful with how I put them. Anyway, I don't think you have seen Annie Lennox, which I haven't finished yet. I have to spend a couple of hours today filling up my book with sketches. I had to do a sketch this morning of Bob Dylan. That is who I will be drawing. I got this image from Wikipedia, if anybody is asking. And so Annie Lennox was yesterday, Martin Luther King, which I also haven't finished. He looks cross-eyed. He was on Saturday, I believe. Yeah. And then who did I have? Oh, and then hang on. He was on Sunday. Saturday was Joan Baez. So we're kind of going with some musicians. Well, we threw in Martin Luther King as well for that one. And then who did I do? Was it Bob Dylan I did on Friday? Maybe it was, I mean, not Bob Dylan. John Lennon, who I did on Friday. Yeah, it could have been John Lennon on Friday. So as you can see, this is finished, and this is, well, I would say she's finished, but she didn't turn out how I really wanted her to. But then these two are kind of, this is beginning stages, and this is almost, she's almost finished, but I haven't put a background. So you can see the difference between the finished and the unfinished, and I probably should finish them. Good morning. Who is here with us today? I'd love to know who's here with us. Thank you for joining. If you were here yesterday in our celebration, if you didn't make it, I have the replay and I will be sending that out. Good morning. I have no audio. Does anybody have audio? Let's see, because if somebody else doesn't have audio, then maybe I have to restart it. Maybe the other 3 people who are watching. Oh, okay. Louise can hear. Oh no, see, I'm sorry. Maybe turn up the audio? Maybe? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so I'm gonna sketch Bob Dylan and then get started on the painting. I guess I could prep the canvas first. No, it's okay. I'll just, I feel like sketching this morning. Okay, what weather, like, honestly, like, I'm so flabbergasted. I can't even describe what I just walked in outside. I almost have like just a brain headache. I mean, that's why usually your headaches are. But the weather is awful. It feels like minus 19 outside. Started yesterday evening, and it's been snow squalls for basically all night long, and it's awful. I took Freddie for a walk this morning, and we didn't even get halfway around our normal walk, which is like a 25-minute walk. So we had to come back. So we really did do a 25-minute walk, but I did it the opposite way around because I wasn't going to go further. The roads are completely iced over under the snow. So I don't know if people realize, but they're driving basically on ice on our road. and it was freezing. And yeah, anyway, it is what it is. I think every year around this time, if you listen to my lives, it's probably exactly the same. I'm like in disbelief that it can actually be this horrible in March. Like, yeah. Okay, Bob Dylan, your hair. I listened to a lot of Bob Dylan in my teenage years. My parents had Bob Dylan albums, so I took their old record player up to my room, and so I would listen to all their old music because I loved just putting on records rather than putting on the radio and listening to extra noise. Um, so yeah, so I really liked Bob Dylan and his music. Anyone else a Dylan fan? And what are you drawing this morning? Or if you're drawing shoes, or if you're drawing your March project, which I've been falling behind in. Tell us what you're doing. My 100-day project has kind of taken over, but I am very excited about Abstract April. I will be sending a couple of sessions to sign up to within our club today. So we have another world with Melly on Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern. I'm sorry if it doesn't work for your timing, but that will be recorded as well and go into our Another World little library, which is growing. So that, and then I want to have basically a chat about April and Abstract April and how we can work it so that we are drawing or working from the same images, because I really like that, and kind of, being on the same page. We don't have to have the same process, but just being on the same page of what we want to do and accomplish in April. So we'll have 2 sessions at some point. One will be Saturday, and the other one, it may be early next week, or it may be this week. I have to look at schedules. There's not too much values. There's a lot of contrast on this piece, but not too many values. So and I also have to watch not to get his eyes too large, because I feel like I'm enlarging eyes on these pictures. And I don't have my portraits down here from yesterday. It was really lovely doing portraits of you all yesterday. Susan says, hello, love Bob too. Oh, good. Louise says, catching up on my daily sketch journal. And Louise says, love Bob Dylan. And Michelle says, tangled up in blue. Oh my goodness, yes. Julia says, buonasera, buonasera Julia, come stai? Stai bene? Good morning, Nanette. Nanette, did you get bad weather? How was everybody's weather yesterday? I know, it's just talking about weather, but we did have, in our session yesterday, everybody was a little bit concerned about their weather and tornadoes tornadoes happening, so let us know. Hi Tammy, how are you? Yeah, let us know that you're okay, and then it just kind of passed through, because maybe it did, maybe it didn't, maybe you've got, maybe there's a lot of cleanup happening. I'm kind of jumping everywhere. I do feel a little disheveled this morning, like in my whole brain. I feel like the weather has just, whew, it shook me up, it did. And then I shoveled as well, so that was, you know, when you're not expecting to have to do some, like a workout, because it is like a workout. Michelle, who are you, or tell me whose birthday is today, because that's probably more on par to, you know, today. Michelle Shane, you can find her on Instagram. She is drawing famous people's birthdays. Not any particular people, just people who she wants to draw, right, Michelle? Whoever's birthday it is. I think ears may be one of my favorite features on, like, to draw. Anybody else got a ear? It's not an ear fetish. It's definitely not an ear fetish, but it's more of a, oh yeah, I like drawing ears kind of thing. They're interesting. It's so great, this Blackwing pencil. I think I need a new box. I think I'm going to gift myself a box for my birthday, because I believe this is my last. They come in boxes of, is it 12? Somebody will know here. If Sam was on, she would know, because she is, what do you call it when you advertise for them? Well, we have an ear. We have an ear. Nanette says, we had high winds and periods of heavy rain. Lucky no tornadoes. Oh, Michelle says it's Alexander McQueen's birthday today. Happy birthday, Alexander. Oh. And she says, I have audio, but it's super bad. Oh, strange. Do you think if I speak clearer, then it will be clearer for you? Maybe I'm just speaking down to the page to project more my voice. Michelle says, they are people I admire and am inspired by. Okay. And Michelle says, I've grown to respect nostrils. They definitely help me define a face. Yeah, that's a good one. Joanne says, interesting, but a challenge. Oh, ambassador of Blackwing. Yes, she's an ambassador. Oh, Joanne says, interesting, but a challenge. The ear. Yeah, the ears are interesting, but can be challenging. I like when hair also goes over an ear, but so you don't see actually all of it. That's quite nice too. What is everybody watching on TV at the moment? I know that we just had the Oscars. Any good series that you guys are watching? I must admit, I'm kind of a fan of Survivor. I watched it right from the beginning, and it was right around the time that I first came over to Canada. So, you know, it's fun to see the change in how something that's lasted so long has developed, whether it's how they film it now. Like back then they were filming everything from, and I feel like it's not as much of a, you know, survive or die kind of show anymore, whereas back then it was a little bit more like that. They, you know, they really did starve, and I think they do. I mean, they lose a lot of weight. They do get very, very hungry, but you know, the focus is more on strategy and the game, whereas back then it was more on survival. So, you know, what are they going to drink? Where do they go to the washroom? Like things like that. Just that, you know, in everyday life we take for granted. So I feel like it has changed, and it's really about their focus on the filming is about strategy and who to work with. Michelle says, I started the pit, not loving it yet, but everybody, I know, I also want to start the pit, but I'm a bit wary because, so I watched Grey's Anatomy, and I know that there was a new season that came out, but it makes me really anxious. I don't love listening to people's, and it sounds really bad, ailments, like when people are sick. I think that's where my daughter gets it from. She doesn't like it either. So I can sympathize with you if you're not feeling well, but don't give me all the details, and don't give me all the gore, and don't give me, like, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna block you out because I don't really want to hear all of that, because then I'll start thinking about it, or I'll start visualizing stuff. So when, I don't know how visually, like, graphic it is, the pit, but I don't know if I could watch it. I think I would get very anxious about it. Louise says we don't get the pit until the end of March. Okay. And Susan says, excited for the Testaments. I think it starts next month. Love the pit. See, some people love it. I don't know. Oh, you're rewatching ER. See? Julia says, I'm embracing the Irish side of my heritage, and in celebration of St. Patrick's Day, painting a leprechaun. You're good. Good morning, Reb. How are you? And Nanette says, I've not found a body part that I am fond of drawing. Maybe you just don't love drawing bodies or body parts. Yeah. And Reb says, I've just finished Scavenger's Reign. I don't know if we've got that. Where is that? Which Which channel is that on, or what streaming is that on? So we don't have any Survivor fans here, because they're doing an All-Stars, Survivor All-Stars right now, and it's quite cutthroat. I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to, there's no, I can't, yeah, I can't say too much, but, and I have to correct his mouth here. Correct his mouth. It's on HBO. I don't have HBO. What is it? Scavenger's Reign. Is it like is it a series, like a reality series, or is it it sounds almost like a, yeah, what is it? Reb. I have to be careful because I think I'm making him looking a little bit cross-eyed. So I'm going to move this. I'm going to move this eye over slightly. Animated sci-fi drama, drawn so well. Okay, I will, maybe I'll look it up and see. An animated, my daughter would probably absolutely love that. I'm going to write it down. I'll write it down and then I can tell her about it. I mean, I'll it too, but I don't think I've got HBO. I'm not sure if she has. Where's my here? AM. Scavenger's Reign. Animated sci-fi drama. What is the difference in drawing between the Blackwing mat and the Pit graphic? Oh gosh, a lot. One, I can't erase the, I can show you quickly. I'll show you the difference. It's huge. So this is the 14B. So I'm going to go from light, which isn't very light, to dark. So I use this as my, like my final, not on a drawing like this, but on like mixed media. And then this is the Blackwing. Now, like depth wise, I feel like it's very similar. This is obviously blacker, but the difference is with the Blackwing, and obviously not where I put it really dark, but you can see up here I can erase and it just goes away, disappears really well. And this one I cannot. So for sketching, I definitely would just go with a regular pencil. Blackwing, I consider Blackwing a regular pencil, but I think it's more like a 4B or a 6B. Just a regular pencil. It feels scratchy on the paper, and as you can see, I can't get the depth that I can with a Blackwing. And it just, I mean, it still erases. So, you know, if you've just got a regular pencil, that's fine. But this one is nice to draw with. It's very smooth. Love the 14B, but I like the 14B for it also. It doesn't, I mean, it smudges a little bit, but not as much as the Blackwing, right? So you've got a non-smudge, smudge, and smudge, but not as much. Yeah, so I think those are really the key things. Also, I mean the 14B and the Blackwing, I wouldn't go over paint with, let's see, from yesterday. This is from class yesterday. So like if I was going to go into my daughter's hair here, and if I take my pencil, it really does nothing. But if I take my 14B, it like digs deep into the paint and creates almost another value. You know what I mean? So like the pencil, it just sits on top and it has a sheen, and the 14B you can go right in and get another, like darken that value even more. So that's where the 14B for mixed media, like I think is that it's just another tool. Like I don't usually use the 14B like a pencil. So I still need my my Blackwing or my regular pencil for sketching. Oh, what brand is the 14B? It's Faber-Castell. Yeah. Joanne says, thank you, this really helps me. I love the 14B and I just wondered what the Blackwing might add. Yeah, if you like sketching, then I think just, and really like, you can sketch with a regular pencil, and then you have also things like, oh, this is the Lumograph, the Staedtler 8B Lumograph. So this is, this you can go really black as well. But it doesn't have the same feel as like the 14B is like smooth, and yeah, it's very different. Sorry, Staedtler. I prefer the 14B. Yeah. $14B goes over oil pastel. 14B goes over Neocolor. Like it's, yeah. Tammy says the Blackwing has made me really enjoy sketching again. Oh, good. That makes me happy. I'm sure Blackwing would love to hear that. it's a nice, it's a really nice pencil to sketch with. You do go through them though, like because they're soft, you go through them, like if you draw a lot. But I think the box that I've got, I think it lasted, I think I got it in 2022 maybe. So it's lasted like 4 years, 12 pencils. Mind you, I go through phases of actually not sketching much, but I do love it. He has really wiry hair. Just looking at the texture, it's quite curly here. Okay, so much easier if I just block in the big shape. As you guys all know, we're doing shapes. Yeah, this was from yesterday's class. We were seeing shapes in people. These are just some watercolors that we were doing. And then we've got a whole bunch of sketches that we did as well. So today we'll be working more on portraits. So it looks like I may only get his sketch done and then a little bit of the painting done this morning, which means I'm going to have to work a lot on my portraits this afternoon. Melissa, good morning. How are you? Morning. Tammy says there's a really neat YouTube video about Blackwing and the company that bought it and how they've strived to continue with the quality and production and how the pencils are made. Oh, neat. I think Sam may have also shared that in one of her posts. She always gets the new Samantha Dion Baker. She always gets the new Black Wings, which I think is very cool as well. So she can try them out. If you're just joining, welcome. I'm just drawing Bob Dylan right now. And then I will paint him later as well. So yeah, I just got this image from Wikipedia. I figured if it's on Wikipedia, it's probably, I can probably draw it without anybody saying. Because that's a pretty public domain, isn't it? Wikipedia. Somebody's put it there, I know. But if it's his foundation, maybe I can use it. We were having conversations about that yesterday. Okay, so this is where I may come into a bit of a problem when I do it on here. So I'm going to have to make his face a lot smaller, right? I'm going to have to probably look at a circle being this big. If I want to get his crazy hair in, which I feel like I do and I should. Because that's part of his whole look, was his crazy hair. But yeah, thanks, Tammy. I always like watching those, you know, how things were made, especially when it comes to art materials. The replay of yesterday's party will be available this afternoon. I didn't get it out yesterday, I'm sorry, but it will be out this afternoon. And I forgot to give you the code that I was going to give you as a little gift. It's actually the same code as I'm going to be giving you for my birthday sale that I always have. So yeah. The older I get, the bigger the code. I mean, if I get to 100, all my classes will be free. How about that? On my birthday, that is. You have to buy them on my birthday. I feel like I've made his chin a little bit too small. All right. I think he is good to go, and then I can just start prepping my canvas for him. Is there anything that I'm missing with him? Double checking. All right. Oh yeah, that was Annie Lennox. Yeah, I've done his face way too big. Well, I guess I could also put his jacket in on this side. That's what I could do. Don't forget to leave space for the hair. Yeah, I gotta leave space for the hair, for sure. So Martin Luther King was, I have to spray my pages. I'm not being very careful. I am putting pieces of paper, well, that got messy, but I am putting pieces of paper in between when I draw, like on the other side. On this side, it's not as necessary, but they still get messy. So I do have a, oops, I do have a spray, which I think I can use because it's for things like pastels and yeah. So I'll use that. This is also Faber-Castell. These are my favorite brand of putty erasers, are the Faber-Castell ones. I like them. I like them. I like. Guys, you can always go a lot darker and more dramatic with, I feel like. Well, I mean, hers was quite dramatic. Oh, look, see, I probably didn't put paper in between when I was drawing that. And I probably pushed really hard. So then I have to come back in and clean them up. That's a lot of work. It's because he had, maybe I should put paper. I think Joanne is very good at putting paper in between his. Aren't you, Joanne? And I've got to start writing as well. I have been slacking in the prepping stages of my portraits. And it really did help to have a couple already prepped. So I think that's my goal this week, is to put in the hours, prep my canvases. Yeah, I think I gotta do that. I gotta do it. Yeah, his portrait got big. I mean, hers is quite big too. His is big too. Okay, it's fine. It's his hair. His hair is really big. Yes, I gotta leave space for the hair. So if if his hair is gonna be up here, I mean, you can see paint over this. It takes up a lot of space, so his face is gonna be a lot smaller, but that's okay. That's right. We'll figure it out. Okay. What color do you think I should do behind him? What do I have? My last one was blue. last one was blue. I'm thinking, well, I have this pinky color. Maybe I should go even darker. Maybe I should do a green. No, because his hair is dark. That doesn't make sense. Maybe I should go lighter, probably. Pink? Do pink. I haven't done a pink one for a while. Do pink. Reb, is there a good day when you can join me in the morning? And also Melissa, seeing as you're both here. Like either of these next 2 days. Oh, what are we on? We're on Tuesday. Melissa, what's your art hang party this week? I mean, I know you guys both work, so I know it depends on your work schedule. Most Tuesdays or Wednesdays work for me. Ooh, okay. Do you want to come on live with me tomorrow, Reb? I'll send you a link. Then I can advertise that we're going to be on. I'll tell you who I'm doing tomorrow, but you're probably you're doing your dailies. Are you going to be sewing or are you going to be painting? What are you going to do? And how's your sewing going? Tomorrow I am going to be drawing Sinead. Excuse me, Sinead O'Connor. Because she was also a big advocate for peace. I'm going to just prep 2 while I'm here. Then I can decide what color I want. Sinead O'Connor, I feel like she should be maybe like a dark green or something. I could do that too while I'm here prepping. Okay. Reb says, I have to figure out my setup. Like, will my phone camera work? That's what I use. I just use my phone camera. And because we're doing a duo, we'll both be vertical. So this way. So right now I've got it horizontal. So if you set it up so it's vertical. I think maybe we can do a test. Okay, well, we'll be in touch. I have a class this morning, and then I'll chat with you this afternoon via text message. All right, I'm gonna put some blue outside, blue on the outside of these. Oh, I could, you know what? I could do a, let's do that. A navy, oh, I mean, not a navy. You don't need to clean your desk. Have you seen my desk? But I'd love to have a setup where you don't see my computer when I'm doing a vertical. I guess I'll zoom in like I did the other day. I guess it's better. I'll do Sinead on a royal blue or ultramarine. This one's dipped a little bit. I think it's the paper underneath. Yeah, and I don't know if you've ever done a YouTube live before, but it's pretty easy. I basically send you the link that you connect with. Or you should probably get you click on that and then I will let you in. So I'll try and be on time tomorrow. No, I'll be like a couple of minutes early, and then we can, if we need to get anything ironed out, we can, but I'll message you later if you want to go over anything. So this is the kind of thing that I can do when I'm just, you know, got a show in the background or YouTube. So I watch some YouTube. So Susan says, Shar, have you done a tutorial on hair? So many different textures. Great job on Bob Dylan's. Yeah, I think I could have probably not gone so dark on a lot of places, but I don't know if I've done a tutorial on hair. Maybe I haven't done a tutorial on hair. Yeah, I don't know. I think it kind of is blended in with a lot of portraits that I've done. Yeah. I think I've told you guys, there was one portrait that I did in Sketchy that was like an aha kind of moment, and that was back, oh goodness gracious, I think it was probably back in like 2016 that I did this. It was a watercolor portrait. I still have it somewhere in my cupboard. I don't get rid of that one because I'm like, no, that one was a good one to remember, like why and how I got it. Like you'll have certain moments in your creative journey, and I'm sure you all do, like whether you're an artist, illustrator, or you know, whether you do needlepoint or whether you're a knitter, and that moment where you're like, oh my god, I get that now, that makes sense. So I mean, I teach it in all my classes, what I've learned, so, but it was just figuring out how to do hair with watercolors really helped. from that point on. And that, a lot of times, you know, it is the daily practice that helps you with things like that, because if you do it enough times, you will figure it out. Like, I didn't have somebody telling me how to do it. I just, you know, you play around with your materials, and then you realize, oh, so that's how you do it, and that makes sense. So if you want painted hair, I have a lot of live sessions where I've done portraits, Susan, and those I feel like, you know, they really help. They would help you just look at how I approach an image. Reb says, okay, sounds good. Okay, everybody, Reb is going to join me live tomorrow, so don't miss it. You got to come see what she gets up to. What are you going to get up to? I mean, Sinead O'Connor won't have any hair tomorrow, Susan, or not much. And I'm sorry, everybody, but I won't be starting the painting today. Maybe I'll do a live. I haven't done an Instagram live for a long time. Maybe I'll do a live and do my portrait on Instagram live. See if that weird lurker is around to throw me off again. How is your embroidery going? Are you enjoying it, Reb? Or is it too slow? Ah, thanks, Michelle. She says, I loved your time lapse of all of yesterday's portraits. Yeah, that was a fun hour and a half. Lots of fun. Reb says, oh no, Lurka. Yeah, that's how I got thrown off of Instagram in 2023. Some idiot claimed that my lives were them and I was stealing their material, which was so dumb. And because Instagram doesn't, you know, it's all automated, so if somebody reports somebody else, then they can get them thrown off. It's like three strikes and you're out. So he reported me, my live drawing sessions, to Instagram and said that, actually I don't know if it was a he, because I got a note also saying that their name was Karen, but it was from a East Indian account, but I'm not 100% sure if it actually was that. Anyway, they had a made up name. But all Instagram did was told me that I should dispute this with the person that claimed that my work was theirs, my lives, my live. It wasn't even like, you know, a post where I'd posted a picture. It was actually my live sessions. They were saying that's me drawing, and I'm like, that's my voice, that's my hand, those are my rings, that's my, like, Instagram, come on, like, get get on it and stop this. Anyway, my it was 2023, and it was just before I did the paint battle in Toronto, and they took down my account, like gone. And I had a whole bunch of, you guys were lovely and you tried to get me back. That's why I have Shop Blue Shine on, and I've been bad and I haven't been throwing everything over there recently, but that's why it was almost like a duplicate account that I went over there. Some people were following me already because luckily I'd had a sale, an art sale. But if not, I would have not had, if I hadn't had that extra account, nobody would have known. I would have just been, missing in action for 3 weeks. Anyway, so Emily on Live, Emily, who I went to Oaxaca with, she reached out to me and said she thinks she knows somebody who works in Instagram. So I actually spoke to somebody and they did everything that they could to try and get it back. So the day I was doing paint battle, and it's funny because it all happened when I started advertising that I was doing paint battle or art battle. I can't remember if it was paint battle or art battle. And which was coincidentally weird that happened then, because art battle was all about your fans and your supporters, and it was by voting that you won. And it was, for me, it was more about the fun experience of painting live. And yeah, so my account went down, and the night of art battle, it came back up. They were able to get it back up, but it wasn't like it was after the show. It's pretty strange. Reb says, it's good. The worst part is filming it. LOL. Oh, right. You don't just put... Yeah, I guess because you're not really... Like, it takes time, right? Stitches. Yeah, so that's probably hard for you to document and film. Anyway, that was my weird encounter with a strange person. I'm like, seriously, what do you want? You're not, this is my work. Anyway, so that's when I switched to YouTube, because I had been doing lives every morning on Instagram for 3 years. If you go into Reels on Instagram, you can scroll back right up until probably June. I think they started letting me keep my lives on Instagram, so you can go right back until June 2020 and watch some mornings. There are some hysterical ones, of like co-working ones with Patty, that she was just laughing for minutes on end. They were very funny. So yeah, it was we used to be over there every morning. And it was nice on Instagram because you can see who comes in. You can say hi to them. So say if you came, there's 12 people watching now and there's 3 of you chatting, but I could at least know who was here with us and say, hey, C, how you doing? What are you up to today? Or, hi, Meryl, you're not very chatty today. What's up? Right? And I could chat like that, but now I don't know who the other 7 people that are sitting here silent are. I have no idea. So that's the one thing about YouTube. Love. Maybe they can change that. Maybe they can say, who joins, and I don't know. I'm sure, Melissa, you feel the same in Art Hang Party, right? Unless somebody says something, you don't know who's there. All right, well, I have 3 canvases. Bonjour, Hippo. Thank you, Hippo. 13 people now watching. All right. Yeah, so please, even if you go into a live session, whether it's Substack, whether it's Instagram, whether it's YouTube, as somebody who does these lives, all I would suggest is that you say hi and tell us where you're from. And, you know, even if you're watching the replay, that really helps us know who is there. And yeah, Reb says, good morning, Hippo. Hippo, Reb's going to be live with me tomorrow. Okay, so we have 3. So I can do Bob Dylan. I think Bob Dylan, I feel like Bob Dylan would be good on this one. And then Sinead O'Connor I'm going to do on this one. Although it's very Swedish colors. Maybe I should keep it for a Swedish one. Maybe Sinead O'Connor could go on this one. I don't know. I have 3 prepped, which is good. And I've got to do 1 today at some point. If you are doing my class today, great, fantastic. Looking forward to seeing you. And I will see you at just before 10. We will be starting at 10 on the dot, if you can make it for on the dot. Have a really lovely day, everybody. Cool about your collab tomorrow. Yeah, we'll chat a little bit. Yeah, Reb, are you going to paint or are you going to stitch? I mean, you can do either, of course. I'll wait to see what she says. Thank you, Hippo. Hippo says, I'm super happy about you painting Annie, Bob, and Sinead. Yeah. I have to finish my Annie. I have to finish her. And then I have to start Bob and finish him today. Draw, paint, prob. Okay. Forward to it. All right. Reb, also, if you can send me a picture of yourself, like a photo, and then I can do a little bit of a promo as well. Have a really good day, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow with Reb. And go and check out her channel, Made by Reb. Also, Hippo, just in case I forget to mention, Hippo also has a YouTube channel, and she is going to be making spring zines, or we're all going to be making spring zines on Sunday. And then you have Melissa Martin, who has her art hang party on Thursday. I'm not sure what she's doing on Thursday, but yeah, go check out everybody's YouTube channels. Oh, and if Louise is here, she also has a channel where she maybe she's filming today because she's doing her journaling pages. That would be cool. Okay, Reb says I'll send on Instagram. Fantastic. Oh yes, snakes for art hang party. All right, well, that could be fun. Okay, everybody, have a really good day. And some of you may be thinking what she's done because the time changed. Remember, we changed. I think all of Europe changes either not this weekend, coming the following weekend. So then we'll be back to the 5-6 hours, depending on where you live. It is freezing down here. I think I'm going to put my heater on. Have a good day, everybody. See you. Bye.